Blessed be everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're talking about magic and the secret of magic. But before we dive in, I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com, author of Crafting a Wiccan Path and Tapping into Abundance. If you want to know more about Wicca and witchcraft, shadow work and magic, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. If you want to know more about how you can be a better spellcaster, take a look at my spellcaster's checklist. The link is in the description field below this video. Today I wanted to talk about the secret of magic, because a lot of people ask for the most powerful magic. How can I be a powerful witch or magician? And what's the most powerful magic? And what's the most powerful spell to get such and such? And the power is actually not in the spell. Okay, it's not in the words of the spell. It's not even in the ingredients that you may put into the spell. They help, they're aids and they're tools, but the power actually is from within yourself. Even if you're working with deities or spirits, your communication to them is actually coming from within yourself. So the whole hermetic notion, as within, so without, is what magic is all about. It's about what you're experiencing within yourself, which affects what you experience outside yourself. So the secret of magic really is fundamentally the feeling component of the spell. We talk about having to cultivate the feeling of already being into the wish fulfilled, essentially. And a lot of people who talk about the law of attraction or the law of assumption will talk about feeling into the wish fulfilled. And that is really the secret of magic. It's being in the feeling place of already having that, or being who you want to be or what you're wanting to manifest through your spell work. And this cuts across all of the different traditions of magic, whether you're working with traditional witchcraft, whether you're working with high magic, or whatever you're doing. This is the secret of manifesting. And you may find that when you start to really tap into this experience of feeling into the wish already being fulfilled, that some of the time you're going to be getting what it is that you want, or having happen what it is you wanted to have happen even before you started doing your spell work. Now let me know in the comments field if you've had that experience already, where you've wanted something or you wanted to do something, and so you were maybe thinking about it, and then all of a sudden it already happened anyway and you never actually got to do the spell in the first place. Or maybe you were planning the spell and then it happened. Let me know if you've had that experience, and if you've had it more than once, because I know I myself have certainly had that experience, and I know a lot of other people have had that experience as well. When we're doing spell work, it's often easier to bring the things to us, or to manifest, to use a modern terminology, the things that are easier for us emotionally to feel into. Also, it's easier for us to manifest things we don't care so much about. Because when we care too much, or we're desperate for a result, often our desperation is actually creating a negative vibe, because it's probably full of negative thoughts, such as that this has to happen or else. You may be, stuck in a financial situation where you're doing a lot of magic for money, and the money's just not manifesting, or it's not manifesting the way you want it to manifest, because there's a whole lot of desperation and need behind it that's actually interfering with you being able to really feel into the wish already being fulfilled in a way that actually brings that feeling into you without any question on whether you deserve it, without any question of the fear of it not working. You will just be able to feel into it. I have this experience with chairs, it seems. I've got another chair story. I swear there must be a chair portal across the road from me, because whenever I need a chair, chairs appear across the road from me. Yesterday I was looking at my office space, and I was thinking, I need a smaller chair, because the chair I'm using at the moment is a little bit too big for me, and it's actually too big for the room. So I must at some point consider getting a smaller chair. And so I saw the chair there in my imagination of the sort of chair I wanted. I felt myself sitting on it, not necessarily wanting to manifest it at that stage, just get a feel of what it would be like to be in that chair in that space. Anyway, this morning I get up, I walk outside, and there is the chair across the road. So that's an example of a really easy thing for me, obviously, to manifest. And also it's an example of having had the vision of the chair, feeling into the chair, having a very slight moment of feeling of what it would feel like to sit in the chair from an emotional point of view. It just simply felt sort of comfortable and it looked good in the room. So that sort of gave it a sense of pleasure in seeing something that suits the space, which brings a feeling. And then it comes about. Some things are going to be harder for you to manifest, and that's because it's either harder to get into that feeling state of already having the wish fulfilled. Now, some of the ways that you can get into this feeling space if you aren't already in it, or if you've got a lot of issues around it, is to practice it. Practice it the same as you would practice anything that you're wanting to get good at. So if you're going to do a spell for a loving relationship, for example, but maybe up until now you haven't really had a whole lot of success with the sort of relationship you'd like to have. Apart from doing your shadow work to figure out what it is about your belief system, about yourself, that has you choosing people who aren't good for you, apart from that, because this isn't a shadow work video, what would it feel like to be in a loving relationship? How do you imagine you would feel emotionally if you had that person in your life? What would you be doing? And this is where your imagination comes in. You can imagine yourself doing something with that person. Maybe you're going out to dinner with that person. Maybe you're going on a holiday with that person. Maybe you're just hanging out together. The sorts of things you might do if you're hanging out together. And imagine yourself in those scenarios so that you can get a sense of a feeling of what you're feeling in those scenarios. Because your imagination is creating in your subconscious mind a picture and an experience. And the subconscious can't tell the difference between an experience that's actually happened in reality or an experience that you're imagining is happening. And it's going to create the same emotional response as if it is actually happening. So if you don't know what it feels like to be in a loving relationship, or if you don't know what it feels like to be financially secure, imagine scenarios that you imagine you'd be in if you were already financially secure. What would you be doing? What's one thing you might be doing? What's one thing you might be doing if you're in a loving relationship? And use your imagination to get you into that movie, that picture, with you as you experiencing the experience, and practice doing that and take note of what you're feeling emotionally when you do it. And that's the feeling you want to take in with you when you do your spell work and after you do your spell work whenever you think of your spell. You may need to practice this. Practice it first thing in the morning as you're waking up, so that as you're coming out of sleep and into waking state, just throw yourself into one of those visual scenarios of what you might be doing if you have that financial security or if you have that loving relationship, and enjoy the imagination and tune into that emotion, because your emotion is energy in motion. The energy is what drives the spell. The energy is what communicates to the spirits that you may be working with or the deities that you're working with what it is you're wanting. That's what communicates with them. It's what you're feeling. It's what they pick up on. They pick up on the feeling of what you want. And that drives your spell then into manifestation. But you may need to practice the feeling state first before you actually get in and do the spell. You possibly will find, though, that if you are really quite diligent with practicing the feeling, that you may actually end up getting the results coming in before you actually even do the spell. When you're doing spell work, when you're doing any sort of manifestation work, you will find that the feeling state will change first a lot of the time. So you'll start to feel more loved or more loving within yourself first before that person shows up. You may start to feel more relaxed about money. You may feel more confident about money before the money shows up. And when you're in that emotional state prior, that means that the manifestation is probably not that far away from you, as in the actual manifestation of the money or that person, because you're now in that energy of the feeling state of it already being fulfilled, and so it will start to come in from the astral. Our emotions and our imagination are connected to the astral plane, and we create everything on the astral before it is created on the manifest plane. So that goes for our health as well. That's why our emotions are very important for our health, and our imagination and our thoughts are really important for our health as well, because we're creating all of that on the astral level before it comes down into the manifest level. So we want to make sure that what we're creating with our feelings and with our imagination is what we want to create. And so we need to make sure that we're more in tune with what it is we're doing with our thoughts and our imagination. So let me know in the comments field if you have had that experience of manifesting things before you've done the spell work, because I'd love to hear what they are. And if you find that some things are really easy for you to manifest than other things are, let me know in the comments field what that might be for you too, because it's always interesting. Different people have different things that they're really good at pulling into their lives, more so than other things. In my case, it tends to be chairs. I know other people who are really good at manifesting chihuahuas. So it really depends on you as a person as to what's easy for you to manifest and what isn't so easy for you to manifest. If you want to know more about learning Wicca and witchcraft with me and magic and the shadow work, do take a look at my courses. The Mystery Witch School 101 Academy is my course, which is about witchcraft and magic. It takes you through it from a spiritual point of view to bring it into your life so that you can live this every day and bring more meaning into your life and to bring more purpose into your life and to connect with yourself and spirit every moment of every hour of every day of your life, so that you're living life in a very connected and an empowered way. It's a 12-month course, but you can take longer than that. And you've got me as your mentor. It's the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy. The link is in the description field below this video. I want to thank everybody who supports the channel in all of the different various ways that you're supporting the channel, and whether that's through the super thanks, through donations, through sharing the videos, through liking the videos, and through also joining any of the courses or even my Facebook Lives. Thank you so much for supporting me. If you like the video, hit that like button, share it with your friends, don't forget to subscribe. I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com, and I'll see you on the next video.